Mrs. Demedio here. In our today's reading comprehension, let's read the text, An Unwanted Guest, Part 1. Early in the morning, just as father's son showed his face, little Otter woke up and put on her leather apron. She was looking forward to the powwow that her tribe was going to have to celebrate the winter solstice, the first day of winter. This was the time when father's son likes to hide. They would celebrate with the other Chushmush villages nearby. She was very excited this year because her sister, Quick Rabbit, would be back to visit for the first time since she married the year before. Her heart pounded as she thought of finally seeing her dear sister again. It was the most exciting time of the whole year. She was anxious to collect glittery shells to decorate her costume. She also needed to collect clams to dry in the sun for the feast. Her mother told her to wait and go with the other girls. But since she was excited to go, she just thought that the other girls would catch up with her. She took her basket and off she went to the shore. She collected many large tasty clams and a glittery shell. As she turned to walk back towards the trees, she heard the birds chirping and squirrels chattering in the trees. But suddenly, the noises stopped. She heard another noise and looked above her, high on the hill between some tall trees. It was a mountain lion staring down at her. She knew that this animal will chase if you run away, so she froze in her tracks. She was desperate to get back to her village safely. She stood still and tried not to make a sound to attract it. Her foot slipped and broke a twig. She saw the cat perk up its large ears, turn them in her direction, and start to sniff the air. Then she remembered she was carrying the shellfish, which the creature could no doubt smell. She had to control her urge to run, for she knew if she did, the great beast would chase her down. Mountain lions were much faster than people. She was standing near a large boulder. She remembered what her mother told her. This animal only knows what he sees. If you look large, it will think you are large and not attack you. She came up with a plan to escape. She chose the largest clam from her basket. She took a deep breath and threw it as far as she could. Her plan worked. The giant cat chased after it for a moment, giving her a chance to jump on the boulder and remove her apron. When the cat turned its attention back to her, she swung the apron over her head. She threw the clams towards it and made as much noise as she could. She tried to appear large and fierce. The mountain lion looked confused and nervous. It slowly wandered back into the trees where it came from. Little Otter kept making noise until she was sure it was gone. Then she walked back to the village, making sure it was not following her. A few days later, her sister and the members of the tribe from the north arrived for the powwow. Little Otter wore her finest deerskin, decorated with pieces from the lovely shell she had collected. They all danced and ate until they were exhausted. That night around the campfire, Little Otter told her story of her terrifying escape from the mountain lion. Everyone was amazed at her bravery and quick thinking. Her sister said, "Maybe we should change her name from Little Otter to Loud Bear." Let's look at our questions. Which sentence best tells the main idea of the passage? A young Chushmush girl celebrates at a festival. B, a young girl wants to see her sister. C, a young girl must escape from a mountain lion. D, a young girl changes her name to Loud Bear. Number 3 or 2. What does the first paragraph tell you about the story? Select 2. A, what problem the character is having. B, what the character is like. C, where the story takes place. D, what time the story takes place. Or E, how the character solves her problem. Which time of year does the passage take place? A, the middle of the summer. B, late fall, just before winter. C, at the end of spring. Or D, in the middle of the night. Which detail from the passage best shows that the passage takes place in late fall? A. Little Otter was down at the seashore gathering shellfish for the upcoming celebration. B. Little Otter put on her leather apron. C. Little Otter was looking forward to the powwow that her tribe was going to have to celebrate the first day of winter with the other Chishmash villages nearby. Or D. She was very excited this year because her sister, Quick Rabbit, would be back to visit for the first time since she married the year before. She was very excited this year because her sister Quick Rabbit would be back to visit for the first time since she married the year before. What does this sentence tell you? A. She'd like to see rabbits running by. B. Her sister moved to another village when she got married. C. She ran quickly away from the mountain lion. Or D. Her sister lives with her in her village. Which word would help you know this is written in the third person point of view? A. Sister. B. Mountain lion. C. She. D. I. Next question. She was desperate to get back to her village safe. Which suffix should be added to the word safe to make this sentence true? A. Ness. B. Ing. C. Fool. D. Lee. Next question. She tried to appear large and fierce. The mountain lion looked confused and nervous. It slowly wandered back into the trees where it came from. In these sentences, the author uses a word that means powerful and not afraid. Choose a word that is closest to that idea. A. Appear. B. Fierce. C. Confused. Or D. Nervous. Next question. She knew that this animal can only find you if you see you move. So she froze in her tracks. What does the author mean by the phrase froze in her tracks? A. Was very cold. B. Moved quickly. D. Made deep tracks in the mud. D. Did not move. Next question. She had to control her urge to run, for she knew if she did, the great beast would chase her down. Based on this information, what can a reader conclude about Little Otter? A. She fought with the mountain lion. B. She did not move. C. She moved to distract the animal. D. She chased the mountain lion. And our last question. Oops, sorry. One more after this, actually. Part A. What conclusion about Little Otter is supported by the passage? A. She panics in emergencies. B. She does not like shellfish. C. She thinks clearly in emergencies. Or D. She does not like her sister. Last question. Part B. Which sentence from the story supports your answer in Part A? A. Mountain lions run much faster than people. B. She was standing near a large boulder. C. This animal only knows what he sees. Or D. She came up with a plan to escape. Once you're ready to submit, again, always go back and reread and check your answers, then click submit.